Good morning, friends. Welcome to Brooks Brew. I'm your host, Brooke Boylan, and let's get brewing. This episode is sponsored by Boylan Electric. Boylan Electric has been in business since 1990, serving the Maryland, D.C., and Virginia areas. For over 3 decades, they've been providing residential customers with top quality services. As an authorized Generac and Kohler dealer, Boylan Electric installs more generators than any contractor in the DMV. They install and manage many generator sizes ranging from 6 kWs to 150 kWs. Boylan Electric is also certified to do warranty work, repairs, and maintenance on both Generac and Kohler generators. Being a 24/7 electrical service company, Boylan Electric is your one-stop shop for all electrical and generator needs. Call their shop today at 301-990-9686. For more information, look below in the show notes.
All right, welcome back to Brooks Brew. I am joined today by the lovely Liz.
Yes, hey.
Oh, God, I just feel so anxious right now.
It's okay. It's just you and me.
I know, it's just us. It's no big deal.
We're
But
good.
anyway, so yeah, first guest on the pod. How do you feel?
Oh my god, it's such an honor. Thank you for having me.
Of course, you're
Like,
welcome.
This is crazy. Like, this is my first podcast. Not like people our age or we know do this kind of thing, but
right.
we're doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, since you're new to the pod, you just want to introduce yourself a little bit? Like, give us a little
Sure.
spiel about yourself.
Yeah. So, I'm Liz. I am Brooke's best friend. We have a best friend. That is my title.
That's
I
your
haven't
title.
introduced myself to everybody else.
Yeah.
No, we've been friends since middle school. But I just graduated college and commissioned into the Army. I'm gonna go to BOLIC here soon, an hour. Okay, in a week.
Yeah.
So BOLIC is basic officer leadership course. So each branch in the Army you have. I'm like,
Who to look at?
whatever branch in the Army you get, you have to go to your specialized training. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm going to that for ordnance next week,
Mhm.
and that's sad but exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But anyway, yeah, that's a lot about me.
That's awesome. All right, so I thought that it'd be good for us to talk about how our friendship came to be and
Yeah.
why we're where we're at today.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
So, do you want to start talking about it, or do you want me to share?
Yeah, we can bounce off each other.
Okay,
but
well,
it's
obviously-
your show, so go ahead.
All right, well, obviously, so Liz and I went to the same middle school together, and we also went to high school together. I would say in middle school we were kind of weren't as close yet until
Yeah.
we got to high school.
Yeah.
But we were in chorus class together.
Yes. Shout out Miss Liuzzi.
Yeah, shout out Miss Liuzzi. But we were in chorus class together, and then from that, in going into high school, I was with a different crowd of people at first, not the best crowd
Yeah.
of people, but I made my way around.
Yeah.
And then I would feel towards the end of junior year, senior year is when we really got close.
Yeah.
And really
I
connected.
think junior
a lot.
year really set the tone.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
like, that's my girl.
Yes.
So, yeah, I kind of have this same, we had different friend groups or maybe mutual friends.
Mhm.
Yeah. But junior year, that's kind of when everything kind of just, we're like, oh, I like you. I want to hang out with you more.
Actually, you know what it really was? Is that we had Miss Caracio's English class.
Yeah.
And we sat right next to each other.
Yeah.
And I remember you would get my folder for me.
Mhm.
And bruh, in that class we had to write in pen every day.
Every day.
Every single time.
But I loved getting your folder for you, and you would sit she had it in weird rows.
Yeah, it was kind of a U
around-
shape, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
was it just
It
yeah,
was
no,
like
it was
a
U-shape.
horseshoe.
Yeah, horseshoe.
So I was in the back row. She
Mhm.
put me in the corner.
Wait, did we have a science C's in that class?
I think so.
Oh.
I think so. And then you were more towards on the front row,
Yeah.
closer to the board. But I would just put your folder down for you, and then
Yeah.
it was just great watching your reaction.
I
You
would come
go
in
to
and
get
I'd
your
be
folder,
so confused.
and then you'd be
where
like,
is it?
yeah, you'd be like,
I'm
and
like,
I'd be
it's on my desk.
and I'd be watching
I
you
got it, Missy. Wait, but then at some point, I think we shifted seats and we ended up sitting next to each other.
you were more directly in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, yeah, we just got closer, and then I remember the first time I came over to your house, and I guess we just football games, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
more
yeah,
high
for
school
going- yeah, yeah,
sports
yeah.
stuff.
Our high school had a big football presence.
Yeah.
Our football team won every single game for 50 games
It was
straight.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years of college. I mean, college, high school.
Yeah.
And then, our senior year is when they lost.
Playoff game, Oakdale High School. I remember the day
I
night
cried.
so vividly.
I actually cried.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Anyway, so that's how our friendship kind of came to be. But
Yeah.
we've definitely like, it's been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't have chosen a better
Oh,
best
no.
friend. Like, seriously.
Stop!
Like,
I'm gonna cry. But so like how now? So transitioning from like high school to college.
Yeah.
We want to talk about that a little bit.
yeah, that. Well, we went to different schools.
Mhm.
Luckily they weren't too far.
Yeah.
But we had
Also.
our own paths, our own, interests and stuff. And that was nice to have the individuality
Mm-hmm.
and like finding ourselves at that point in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
but like still knowing like, okay, your best friend is like
Right.
right around the corner.
I think it's because we both put the effort on both ends of it to like make sure that
Yeah.
friendship was still staying alive. Because I feel like sometimes when people go to different schools, it's hard to like maintain that connection.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the make or break point is when you have to decide for yourself, like, am I gonna put effort this
Yeah.
anymore, or am I gonna like just let it go to the
Yeah.
wayside?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but do you want to talk about like why you chose to go to Hood? Like, what drew you to go
Whew.
to Hood?
Well, it was I only applied to like a handful of schools.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all surrounding the ROTC scholarship. And I was a nursing major when I started, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. Plot twist. So Hood was known for their nursing program,
Mm-hmm.
and I had met up at McDaniel actually, because McDaniel's like the head
Right.
school of the battalion that with our recruiting officer to apply to Hood for their nursing, because McDaniel doesn't have nursing.
No,
I don't
but we
think-
do now.
Yeah, you do know.
Yeah, I do now.
But so he was like, okay, like apply to Hood. I'm sure you'll get in. Like we can get you money and like whatever. And I was like, all right, like cool. Like, and then I also like basketball was my thing, and I wanted to
Mhm.
play basketball. And I think I went to either a summer clinic or something, and like the coach
Mhm.
kind of was like, okay. And I think I went to a game, and it was interesting because there's a cadet on the team.
At Hood?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she played basketball, and she was already in the RTC program.
Gotcha.
So I think the coach, and then also like the recruiting officer McDaniel, like put us together,
Mhm.
and she was kind of like my
Your mentor.
my mentor. And then so at the game, I watched her play, and I was like, yeah, like this sounds cool.
Mhm.
I committed to play there, and then I
Very
trained for
short-lived.
literally it was so short lived, but I think it was just meant to be like the way everything happened. Like I got shoulder surgery like
Mhm.
right as the season started. I did everything with the girls. Like I still like went to all the games, but nursing was really hard. And then COVID hit,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
and then like yeah, sophomore year, nursing was more difficult. And I just told the coach, I was like, look, like I'm not really into this, and I'm not gonna spend the time to travel and as much dedication as you need to the team.
Mhm.
Plus, they weren't that good anyway, and I didn't really mesh with the girls that well.
Yeah,
There were
didn't need to waste
couple
your time.
girls that but I wasn't gonna waste my time, and I wasn't gonna mess their mojo up. So
Yeah.
kind of
For
just
sure.
decided to So, but yeah, Hood, I guess, kind of found me, and I felt like a really strong urge from God, like when I
Mhm.
got accepted to all these different schools. I think I applied to Marshall.
Really?
Yeah.
In Virginia? Or
yeah.
West Virginia? I did not know that.
Yeah. I'm like for Radford,
Hmm.
Hood. I honestly couldn't even tell you. It's just gone
Yeah.
out of my memory. But I was like, oh, I don't know. And like, it was a really like hard decision. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to Hood.
Mhm.
Like, this is where he's calling me. And it, led me to a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Maybe short-lived, maybe some things, but I'm glad I went there for the experiences that I've had.
It's all part of the journey, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why'd you pick McDaniel?
Oh, well, so in my college journey specifically, I only applied to 2 schools. It was
Yeah.
University of Maryland and McDaniel, and
Yeah.
that was quite literally it. And I feel like UMD was just because my mom wanted me to go there because, like, she went to UMD.
Right.
And being the oldest child and going through college, like, by myself for the first time, like, my mom, we didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
So I was a trial and error kid. Okay, so, like,
Yeah.
when she was helping me apply, like, she's like, yeah, Maryland definitely is one. And then the reason why we came across McDaniel was because her friend's son went there and majored in kinesiology, and she knew that I wanted to possibly do kinesiology as my major.
Yeah.
So she told us about McDaniel, and like we'd never heard about it. So then we were like, oh, okay, it's only 45 minutes from the house. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So we went up there and toured it, and I just like fell in love with it instantly when I stepped foot on campus.
The
Like,
hill.
yes, the hill. Get on the hill. No, but if anyone's ever been in McDaniel or knows about it, if you don't, look it up. But it's an extremely small school. Like, I'm talking 1,200 students, and Hood's pretty small
Hood
too.
is tiny. It's
Yeah.
right in downtown Frederick. That's where we're from,
Mhm.
Maryland.
Yeah,
And it's right. It's just right in
Yeah.
downtown Frederick, and yours is like right in the middle of Westminster.
right in the middle of Westminster. Not the best area to put a college, but like, you know, it is what it is.
We're right down from the hood.
Yeah,
so
so
it was
it's not the I don't know why they do that for colleges. They put them in the horrible areas. I mean, look at Maryland. It's in College Park. It's
Yeah.
awful over there. But
terrible.
I toured McDaniel first, went on campus, fell in love with it, and then I was like, all right, well, I applied to Maryland. I got to see the vibe for that too. Stepped on there. Oh my gosh, I absolutely hated
Yeah.
it. I was like, how does anyone know where to go around here? Like, how do they know what's like, where to find your classes? Like, how to even I couldn't even tell you which direction to go.
That was and that was like kind of the same thing with me when I was looking at schools,
Mhm.
even like the ones that were a part of the RTC scholarship. Like, I was not about to apply to
Yeah.
big schools because I knew that wasn't my thing.
Mhm.
I just kind of wanted to just stay low and
Well, I think also going from Damascus, from our high school, like that being so small, and then transitioning into college, like
Mhm.
we wouldn't have. I don't think either of us would have succeeded well at a big school.
no. And I don't think, honestly, I mean, who knows? But I think our friendship might have suffered.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have been as close.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it was further away.
Mm-hmm.
But just, I feel like being in a big school like that, you're like a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
And I think both of us in our schools that we went to, we were a big fish in a small pond.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it ended up being.
Yeah.
But, you know, I ended up, well, funny enough, I didn't even get into Maryland. So I didn't get into Maryland, and then McDaniel I got into. And honestly, if I didn't get into either of them, I would have just gone to MC for 2 years and then figured out
Which
my
is
stuff.
Still
Which is
good.
fine too. You just save money, do
Still a
your
good
gen
route.
eds, and then transfer, which I had no shame in doing.
Right.
But luckily, I got accepted to McDaniel, and I was like, okay, this is where I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, went there, and I started off kinesiology major. Then I took a psych class, like Psych 101, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a psych major. But then I flip flopped. So I was a kines major, psych minor. Then I flipped, and I was like psych major, kines major. And I like quite literally had like an identity crisis, like
I remember.
the last semester before
oh my
senior
God.
year, like
Yeah.
second semester junior year, and I was like, okay, wait, actually, I think I want to be kines major again.
It's I don't know how. I honestly, props to the people who go in and stick with their major.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you feel stuck. Like, you
Mhm.
feel like, oh, I've gone this far. Like, oh, okay, I don't want to quit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it through. But, like, if you feel like something is not right for you, don't, like,
Don't do it.
it's okay.
It's what you. Yeah.
Reroute.
Yeah.
I was petrified of changing my major.
Mm-hmm. Well, because also I feel like yours was a stricter path. Like nursing is nursing.
Mhm.
Like there's no wiggle room. Whereas like if you're like an English major or a biology major, you have more room of like things that you can do with those
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah. And it was also tied to a nursing specific scholarship.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I was at risk of losing the whole thing.
Mhm.
I went through a whole identity crisis too. I remember calling up the our recruiting officer, shout out Mr. Pham, on the phone, and I was just like crying, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be an ROTC anymore,
Mhm.
mostly because of the fear of losing my scholarship. And I was like, well, like, no. And then it was just a really rough point. And then I was like, I hate nursing.
Yeah.
Just like for me, like, I totally respect the career,
Mhm.
but yeah. And he was like, you better keep your ass in this program. You're not leaving. He was like, we'll figure it out.
Mhm.
Basically gave me like 2 months to pick a new major. I went through all the crap, and I was like, I guess education. I was like, so
that'll do.
yeah, I switched to early childhood, and I stuck with it. I liked it more. I
Mhm.
love kids.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of politics involved with like public school
Yeah.
teaching, even private school teaching. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just a whole thing. But I did my junior and senior year with that, and
I mean, at the end of the day, a degree's a
a
degree.
degree's a degree.
That's all you needed, just to get you through, so you could just
Yeah.
continue with your scholarship and just not have to worry
Yeah.
about that.
And
so.
everything worked out.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the Army even more than I was.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm going to be doing for my career.
Yeah.
So
Which is a good transitional point now that we can talk about what are we up to now. So like now that we're both graduated, I mean you just graduated this past December, I graduated last May. So like where are you at now in your life? What's going on?
Well, I mentioned earlier I am going to training. So going to Bullock till mid-May. And then after that I come home for a couple weeks and then get sent up to good old Fort Durham.
Yeah. And then what's your branch, ma'am?
Ordnance.
Oh. Do you want to tell the people what that is?
Ordnance. For the people who don't know, because I'm pretty sure most of the people didn't, because I sure didn't. It's a sustainment branch. It's a support branch within the Army. And it has to do with like maintaining and distributing all of our weapons, vehicles, everything, making sure it's top tier, ready to go, ready to fight. And yeah, just it's a supply sustainment branch. Yeah. But it's giant and it's everywhere, because like I mean without ordnance you don't have anything to shoot, you don't have anything to drive, you don't have, so it's very crucial. So I'm excited, I'm looking forward to it, but I mean yeah. And you, Miss Girl?
Me, well, so yeah, I graduated last May, in May 2023, and then I like kind of took the summer off. So I guess for context too, the reason why I decided to be a kinesiology major and do psych minor is because I originally thought I was going to be a physical therapist, and then I had done like an internship like junior, senior year of high school with R2P, which is Rehab to Perform, led by
Shout out
Dr.
Dr.
Josh
Funk.
And I enjoyed it a lot, but then once I like just thought about it more, I was like, it's not really giving me that fulfillment that I'm looking for like my career. And I always knew like growing up I wanted to do a profession that like helped people, but the only professions I knew that help people were like being a police officer or like a teacher. So I didn't know the like allied healthcare field would be like an option for me. So once I came across PT, that actually opened up another door for me to find occupational therapy, which is OT. And that was through my sister's friend, his mom's colleague worked at Holy Cross in Germantown. And I actually just had a conversation with her, and she told me about her job and like what she does on a day-to-day basis. I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yes, yeah.
So that's what led me to do kinesiology. Because then I knew that I was going to apply to OT school. So fall semester of senior year, I think I was applying to programs. So I started interviewing, putting my applications in. I applied to Duquesne, Mary Baldwin, Towson, and Notre Dame, Maryland, in Baltimore. So I actually got into all four of them, so which was nice because I had some wiggle room to decide where I wanted to go. But after touring them all and like having the interview process and then like the cost of them all, I ended up going with NDMU, which is Notre Dame. Everyone, at first I called it Notre Dame, and I was going around telling people like, yeah, I got into Notre Dame. They're like, oh my gosh, like that's so sick, like go find an Irish. I was like, no.
Actually, of Maryland.
I was Notre Dame of Maryland. Don't forget the Maryland in there. So it's a completely different school, but I love it a lot so far. So I started my program this past August, and I'm getting my doctorate because I know that you can either get your doctorate or your master's in OT.
Yes.
But the AOTA, like our national stuff, is changing the, I won't say laws, but the rules that by 2027 you have to have your doctorate to practice occupational therapy. Because right now with the field of with the field of physical therapy, you have to have a doctorate to practice. But for whatever reason, OTs haven't made that shift yet. But they're making the shift in 2027. So realistically, when I graduate in 2026, I could just have a master's and they get grandfathered into it. But I'm like, one extra year school, because master's is only 2, doctorate's 3. Pretty much the only difference between a master's and a doctorate program for OT is doing a capstone. Yeah. So I was like, well, okay, why not take the extra year to just do some research and then be Dr. Brooke Boylan instead of Brooke Boylan.
Get those letters by your name, Miss Girl.
Exactly. So gonna start my second semester on Monday, which is crazy. I'm excited to go back, but I'm also just like nervous at the same time, just because I know the workload that I had last semester. Not that I didn't manage it well, but it's just a lot. It's like a full-time job. It's not for the weak. We definitely can't slack off, because if you do, you will be behind 1,000%. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting my first field work this semester. I'm excited about that. It's gonna be in mental health.
I think it's just so fulfilling, and it's gonna be like awesome to get like hands on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited about it.
You're gonna know. You're gonna be like, oh,
I'm gonna come home and be like, oh my gosh, my day, exhausting. Yeah. But yeah, so my program's like 3 years, and then after that, I take my boards exam and be done after that. So
Dr. Boylan.
Dr. Boylan, Second Lieutenant White.
Yeah. So you finish 2025.
I'll finish in 2026 in the summer.
2026.
So
Okay.
my director explained this to me like a long time ago, like back in the fall. Basically, the way our program runs is that she wants us to walk like at May graduation, but we still have classes to take over the summer, and then like on paper graduate in August.
That's so fake. That's so rude.
Yeah.
The walk, I mean, personally, well, one, Hood's graduating class December was too small to have a
Yeah.
walking ceremony, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to come back and walk. I don't know. Like, for me, it's not that big of a deal, but, like,
Mhm.
I know for a lot of people it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's, like, your moment. Like,
Mhm.
that's your, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a mental fuck.
I'm saying like May of the year we are supposed to graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying like mentally you
I'm
think
just
you're
saying,
checked out?
like, if you have to do more after that.
Oh yeah.
When you do that, when you walk and do a whole ceremony,
Yeah, we have to go back.
that's crazy.
But she wants us to do it because she knows that like the May graduation's bigger than like a fall one.
Yeah.
But I actually was checking the other day at like our university calendar because we follow the university calendar supposedly for like breaks and stuff like that, and it says on there that there is an August graduation. So like I wonder if people do like take classes over the summer and they graduate in August, and then it says they also have a December graduation. So I don't know. But
Figure it out.
Homegirl wants us to walk with everybody. She's like, she wants us to walk in May and then come back,
Yeah.
finish one more semester of classes, and then graduate in August.
Well,
so-
hey, however it happens, it'll happen.
It'll happen.
And
We'll
you'll be
get there
Dr.
eventually.
Boylan, regardless.
So now, I talked about this in the first episode. I want to start a segment called What's Your Go-To Coffee Order?
Okay.
So, Liz, please share with us, what is your go-to coffee order?
Well, I am a plain Jane. I'm pretty simple. So my go-to is normally a cold brew.
Mm-hmm.
I go back and forth between a cold brew or a shaken espresso.
Yeah.
But flavoring wise, the sugar-free, vanilla, and then I'll switch it up depending on the season of like hazelnut or like a
Yeah,
pumpkin or a
yeah.
chai or
Mhm.
peppermint. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mhm.
Or like, you know, if I'm not making coffee or if I'm not getting coffee out, it's just black coffee with a protein
Cream
shake
sugar.
in it.
Oh, protein shake.
Protein
yeah.
drink in it. And
Yeah.
it's just as good.
So like when me and Liz be going to Starbucks, she'll order like a venti cup of ice with like a shot of espresso or like coffee.
I'll get
in
like
it.
a venti cold brew.
Yeah, venti cold brew, and then just pour her protein shake in there. But like, that's just the easiest way to get your protein
Yeah,
in,
it's
and then
the
also
hacks.
it tastes good. It doesn't even taste bad.
it's so good.
Premier protein shake with black coffee from Starbucks, 10 out of 10.
And they have a coffee flavor.
yeah,
So if you want the extra coffee
extra,
flavor,
the extra caffeine, the extra coffee flavor,
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Gets you through the day.
Okay. How about you?
Me, you know,
I
my
know
tried and
yours.
true. I am not a big drinkerly. Like I like to have my multiple drinks. You know, you got your coffee, your water, your whatever else, your like little poppy or your little
We're
soda.
girls.
We're girls. We're gonna have multiple drinks.
Literally.
No, but like when I say I don't get a big one, I mean I'm a tall girl. Like
Yes.
I don't get
tall.
a medium or a venti or a large. Like I'm getting the small size and I'm gonna drink it all day. So when I
Yes.
go to Starbucks, because I feel like that's the place we go to the most, I get a tall vanilla sweet cream cold brew.
Yeah.
That's my tried and true.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just going to go and like I don't know what else I want, nothing else sounds good, I'm gonna get that every single time,
Mm-hmm.
like over and over again.
I
Even
remember
if
I
I can
had-
get it somewhere else, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it there.
I remember I had to pick up our coffees one time, and like the girl didn't put the cold foam on top. And I'm like, I swear to God. I was like,
Yeah, Liz like
I
literally
did
went
a
back
loop.
and was like, "I'm sorry, you made this wrong." So
and she's like, you said, and I said,
I know what I said.
Put the cold foam on top. And then she's like, well, we can't take it back through the window, so I think we just brought it up for your mom.
Yeah, my mom just drank the other one. She's like, "All right, I guess I'll have it." So
Hey,
it ended up being just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tried and true.
that's
So,
basic, easy.
Basic, easy, get it in and out, done.
Yeah. There's these orders with like a whole freaking script.
Right.
I don't really get it. Like, what are you ordering?
No classic. 2 pumps of pumpkin, 1 scoop of vanilla bean powder, the sweet cream cold foam on top, a double shot of espresso, oat
Extra
milk,
caramel
extra
swirl,
caramel, light ice. Like,
cinnamon.
like, don't make it complicated. They already have a hard enough job as it is.
It
like,
is.
just be easy.
Yeah.
Just order something off the menu.
Yep.
Like, and also, I feel like some people get all that stuff like removed or like zero sugar or whatever because they're trying to like save calories. Probably because you go every day. Like, if you went once a week and just got it once and like
Yeah.
treated yourself one time, you'll
You're
be
good.
fine. The calories
coffee
ain't
at
gonna hurt
home.
yourself.
Again, dress it up with the Premier Shake.
Yup.
You'll be okay.
Yeah. Like, just
You'll be fine.
6 days out of the week, just make your coffee at home. Get a little fun creamer from the grocery store, like a Chobani one or Califia. Is that how you say it? Califia?
Califia.
Califia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get one of those that's flavored, pour some in there in your black coffee, and go about your day.
And
then
save
on
your
Friday-
money.
Yeah, save your money. Make coffee at home.
For these local coffee shops.
Yes. Which we can go in and talk about that now if you want. So
Sure.
I actually was not planning on doing a coffee shop review today, but it's just perfect that we went. So, but basically, I want to explain it first. So, like I said in the first episode, I wanted to do these coffee shop reviews, and I basically want to visit different local coffee shops within the area, and like not just religiously go to like a Starbucks or a Dunkin', because we all know those are good. Everyone goes, and they all have to drinks they love. But I wanted to draw attention and highlight our local ones we have because, you know, support the small businesses, you know? So my idea is that I either go by myself or like go with friends and whatnot and get coffee from them and then review them on social media or like review them now. And like post pictures from what we got on Instagram and like reviewed on the podcast and like basically when I want to like rate it and give it an overall rating based like on the coffee vibe, like how did the coffee taste, was it good, was it decently priced, and then also like the vibe of the place, the atmosphere, if it like felt like kind of cozy, a good study spot, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can just talk about the one we went to today.
Yeah, we know this place very well.
Yeah, we very well. We go here religiously, not just for coffee, but for a lot of things.
Oh, it's so cute. This
Yeah.
whole place. The family room
Mm-hmm.
in Olney.
Laytonsville.
Huh?
Laytonsville.
Laytonsville. My bad. No, it's just a very cute, like, I wouldn't say pop-up shop, but
I was gonna say consignment, but no.
like,
But consignment has clothes.
I don't know the word.
Like a Hallmark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like
A-
one of
a
a
better.
kind.
Yeah.
It's there's no other family room.
Mm-hmm. It's only one.
But they work with South Mountain Creamery,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have like all this dairy product that you can get, cheeses, cream cheese, ice
All
cream,
local
milk.
things. Like all
All-
local vendors that
yeah.
come in. Like there's a thing called Ella's or Coop Soups,
Mm.
and then there's Ella's like bake stuff that they
Mhm.
have, and they go to like different I don't want to say shops, but like they go to this big event every year, I know, and get inventory and like get stuff shipped to the family room. But they have the most perfect gifts for literally anyone.
Yeah.
Like they have a whole children's section, like a whole like for your girlfriend section, like a whole mocktail
It's
bar
adorable.
section, a kitchen section, a baking one, like home decor, and then they also have their coffee bar and they have an ice cream dipper, the scoop dipper, and then they have a whole fridge in the back where there's like fresh milk, chocolate milk, salad stuff, soups, crab dip, hummus, like
Ugh.
literally everything.
Yeah.
Like you can grocery shop and get a gift for your sister at the same time.
Yeah, and like it's a
That's a
pretty
bit pricey,
penny.
yeah.
Yeah, it is expensive for
Mhm.
all their gifts.
Yeah.
Or like all the other items other than the food. I think the food and the drinks are kind of reasonably priced
Mm-hmm.
just for like a small business coffee
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah.
But it was funny because today when I woke up this morning, because we were talking about filming today, and I opened up Instagram, and the first thing I saw was that they posted their new coffee flavors they're doing a seasonal coffee thing.
No.
And I was like, what a perfect day for us to go and
They
then review them
knew.
on the pod. They knew that we were coming. So what they're doing basically is that they're having seasonal coffees. They always had coffee before where you could just get basic coffee, like a vanilla latte, Americano, like whatever you wanted. But now they're starting to do seasonal flavors, and I'm sure they'll change them. They said they're going to do it based off like summer, fall, spring, winter. So right now it's their winter flavors. So they have 3 winter flavors right now. First up is peppermint mocha.
We knew we
Tried
were
and
gonna.
true, classic.
Yeah.
So we knew like, all right, everyone knows what that tastes like. Let's try something else. So the second flavor, which Liz ended up getting,
I got
is
the raspberry mocha, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you rate it? Like, what are your thoughts?
Ooh. Well, when she was making the coffee, the taste is great. No,
Mhm.
it's really good. The raspberries there, the mocha's there.
Yeah.
but I swear she made it just a raspberry hot chocolate.
Yeah.
But
I saw her scoop the hot chocolate mix. But
it
I
was
like,
hot chocolate, and I watched her put steaming water in the cup and then put hot chocolate powder.
Do you think it maybe missed it? Like she put some instant coffee in there. Like we didn't
She
see
might
it?
have. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Either way, it's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, where's the coffee?
I mean, also we did order at like 5 o'clock at night.
They were like, these girls don't eat it.
They don't need the coffee.
They're not-
Like we're about to go to bed soon. Like it's dinner time. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
But no, I took a sip of Liz's too, and it was really good.
Yours is so good.
Mine. So yeah, this is the third flavor they had, and the last one for their winter flavors. And mine's the Irish cream coffee. Oh my gosh, 10 out of 10.
It's
Literally, it's smooth. It's creamy. Like my mom asked me like if they put like creamer in it or something. I was like, I couldn't really tell you because I think I blacked out when she made it. Like I wasn't really paying attention because I was also trying to take like pictures of the store to like show people on social media. And I don't know. The first sip, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
like this is so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd buy that every day. Like I would come every day.
Like
and
$6, I think.
yeah, I think they were both $6
For 12.
for a 12 ounce. Yeah, I feel like it's fine. Like Starbucks tall is like $5 and some
Yeah.
change, so it's reasonably priced, I would
yeah.
say. And then I don't know, they have a 12 ounce and then an 18 ounce or 16
12
ounce.
and 16.
Yeah, I don't know how much a 16 was, but I can only assume it's a couple of dollars more.
Yeah. Not too
So-
bad. I would say definitely try out Family Room.
Yeah, try
If
at the
you're in
family
the
room.
Laytonsville
Yeah,
area.
if you're in the Laytonsville area. And then also while you're in there, like you can get a coffee and then shop around. Like you can get your groceries, you can go find a gift for someone. I was just telling you that I just bought a gift for my friend. Her birthday's coming up. They have everything for everyone.
Yeah.
They have they have stuff for like people who are like outdoorsy, or like they
Yeah.
have stuff for, your boyfriend, husband, special friend, whatever. I don't know what you want to say.
Situationship.
Yeah, situationship, like whatever it may be. But yeah, it's a perfect little store, like right in the corner of the shopping center.
Yeah.
I think they're coming up on their anniversary of being there for like 6 years or 7 years, which is crazy to think about.
Wow.
That came out when we were in high school,
Yeah.
and that was like the hot place to
Ugh.
go. So, and then they also do like markets on the weekend. Sometimes they have so many vendors all over in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of small businesses come to like food trucks and everything, and it's like a nice little like Saturday or Sunday market to go to, and it's like usually in the morning. But just check them out. They have a lot of events they end up doing like throughout the months. They have cars and cones that they do. All the old vintage cars come. I
Yeah.
could go on and on.
They
about
make it a
but
point to make like something every week. It looked like
Yeah.
almost
Mhm.
some kind of activity.
Yeah.
So
like it's not they don't pride themselves in just being like a store to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Like they make it like a community.
Mhm.
Like, and they want to host events for everyone within the area.
Mhm.
So I like that a lot about them. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go into our next segment piece.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about our highs and lows for the week.
Oh boy.
So highs and lows. I think I talked about this in the last episode too, but basically I was introduced to this by my Aunt Lisa, and I vividly remember when I was younger, we went over to her house one time for like a sleepover, and we were having dinner, and we were having a conversation, and she did it more like get us off our phones because like we had a strict rule that when we were at my Aunt Lisa's house and we were having dinner, like no phones at the table at all, which I respect that.
Yeah.
So
Props
it's a
to
better
her.
way to like let us connect and talk with each other. So she does a thing where she did it with my cousin Nikki when she was little. They would talk about their highs and their lows from the day.
Yeah.
But since we're only meeting once a week on the podcast, I was like, all right, let's do them for the week.
Mhm.
So a high would just be like anything that like really good happened this past week. Your low, like something that was not so great. But what I want to add to that is that how are you going to ride out that high into next week? And then how are you going to fix your low or your mindset and shift it for next week?
Mm.
So do you have anything that immediately comes to your mind?
Ooh. Yeah, I hit a deadlift PR. I mean, yeah, I've been hitting PRs like crazy with all my lifts, but that's normal for when you first start consistently lifting.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, I think I got like 215 for
Okay.
3.
Oh, you said on deadlift?
Yeah.
All right, girl. She's
Yeah.
strong.
He had to stop me for my back's sake, but I'll take it.
That's
I'll
good.
take it. So yeah, I guess should I just go into how I'm gonna
Yeah.
ride that out?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go into the lows. Just I guess staying consistent,
Mhm.
just staying in the gym, and like
Pushing
even
yourself.
with this life's change in the next couple weeks, like I've already talked to my coach about how we're gonna work like remotely and
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I was like, I have access to a gym. I was like, I mean, it's going to suck not having you there to kind
Right,
of
to
like,
correct you and inform
yeah,
stuff.
be there, set another pair of eyes. But
Yeah.
just staying consistent is like the big thing. And I think that's the missing piece that a lot of people
Right.
like slip up on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know like life happens, but it's
Yeah.
just about getting back on the saddle. And,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
that was awesome. That was a high. And then yeah, a low. Honestly, it's just been very, very like chill and kind of just doing nothing the past few weeks.
Right.
But a low that I can think of from last week was just realizing that I'm leaving soon. And I just had like a very just sad day. Like all day I was just very low. And like leaving my jiu-jitsu gym.
Yeah.
By the way, I train jiu-jitsu. Y'all should train jiu-jitsu. That shit is crazy. It's the best. Leaving my girls, just the community, and like realizing I'm leaving my family and you, and just like everything that's just been my normal and like my life and been my rock.
Right.
And then it's just like, I know I still have you guys,
but it's gonna change.
It's just
'Cause,
gonna
like,
change.
you won't be here anymore.
And it's just the point of life where we're at, man. Where it just
Growing
gets
up.
real. So I just had like a very sad day, and I think it's
it's normal to feel like that.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
Like, let yourself feel that way. Don't stay down in it. Like, but feel it and then move on.
Yeah.
So riding out that low, I mean, it's probably gonna get worse this upcoming week, honestly. But
what could you do to make it better?
I think just spending more quality time. I think just looking back and appreciating everything and everyone that's gotten me here.
Yeah.
And that's still in my corner as I go to this training and so forth. Like, that's just all I can really do.
Yeah.
But I think that's
true.
the best thing.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, very well said.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, I can't even think really of this past week. But I will say I am gonna start with my high too, like you did. I would say that my high from this week was probably last night when I recorded the first podcast episode. I was just so excited. I came home and my mom was like, "Your mics came in." I was like, "No, shut up." And I was just like, I wanted to run upstairs right away and record it. But then I think we ended up going to the gym and then we went to go get coffee. So I was like, I gotta suppress my excitement for a second. I was like, I gotta go do things. But when I came home later that night, I was just so excited. Like, I already was telling like you on Tuesday this past week. I just like was already so excited. Like, I got snowed in at my cousin neighbor's house. So thankfully I brought my laptop with me so I could like do some work. Meanwhile, she was working from home for like NIH, like actually doing important things. And I'm like, I'm making a podcast.
Well,
so,
hey.
but you know, everyone has their own work that's
Yeah.
different. So I think on Tuesday, like I wrote like 10 or 12 scripts, like for all of my friends that I wanted to be on the podcast. And I started like sending them to everyone, like making logos, making a merch store, like all this stuff. So then I would say that the truest high point was last night, like recording it the first time like by myself and like being like, okay, this is actually happening now.
Yeah.
So I think
You
just
Snapchatted me like the other day.
Yeah.
And you ordered that shit and it came in the mail and like you have been on
It's
like,
I've been on it. And I feel like
awesome.
another driving force for me to do it so quickly is because school's starting. And I'm kind of worried that like once it starts, like I'm gonna like decline. But I'm gonna make it a point for myself to like challenge myself to stay dedicated to it and like keep up with it, even though it will be challenging. But I think I was telling someone this morning. I think it'll just help me, like balance everything better, and I think it'll drive me to take time to relax, and like it'll be a creative outlet that like I don't have to be school 24/7. Because like realistically, I don't study like every single second of the day. Like of course there's downtime I have, so like having this to be like a time where I'm not like just scrolling on my phone for hours, or like I'm not just sitting and watching TV or doing nothing. Like I actually
you're not boring me, I promise.
You're fine. Like she just
It's
is
like
yawning
6
over here.
p.m.
No, it is 6 p.m. when we're recording this. So, but y'all be listening to this in the morning probably, or whenever you listen to it, whatever time of day. But yeah, I think just having like a creative outlet that allows me to like decompress from school and then like just be able to relax and hang out with people and have an excuse to hang out with people to come and like record together. So that's for writing that out for the next week though. I think just continuing to get excited to record. I'm going to record next week. I won't say who yet. We'll keep the special guest. But yeah, so then I would say my low from this past week, I think it's not, I don't want to say it's the same as you, but I would just been feeling like kind of upset this past week. I think it was like more over the weekend. And I think being stuck inside for like 3 days because of all the snow didn't help at all.
Yeah.
But I think I was just being very reflective about some life changes that have happened within the past couple months.
Yeah.
And like just feeling like they weren't going anywhere. Like I was feeling very stagnant. But I was just in a funk. It's pretty like point blank to put it that simply. I was just in a funk, like overthinking a lot, not being kind to myself mentally, like telling myself negative things. So changing that into next week, not to think like that.
Yeah.
And I think a big change that's going to happen next week that will help me to like shift my mindset is I'm starting school on Monday. And then I'll have things to keep me busy and occupied and like, again, doing stuff that I care about and that I love. Going to school. I love going to school, learning just more about my profession and getting excited about that and for the future.
Yeah.
And not let myself like, you know, have those deep little thoughts kind of.
You won't have as much time in the day to do
Nope,
that.
I'm not gonna have no time. I'm gonna be
Your
like school 24/7.
Your
Like,
brain capacities, yeah.
right. It's gonna be stimulated. It's not gonna have time to be sad girl vibes. Like we're gonna have to be bad bitch only. So,
Right.
girl boss vibes.
Girl boss vibes.
Yeah.
Miss Dr. Boylan.
And second Lieutenant Wade. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's all that we had to plan to talk about. Is there anything else you wanted to share or talk about?
I think, it covered it all. I
Yeah.
could talk to you for hours. You know
I know,
that.
we could just talk all night. We'll probably
But
talk more after this.
I know you don't have the storage for that.
No, yeah, the
But
storage
no.
or whatever. But
Thank you so much for having me.
of course,
First
guys,
guest.
Liz is leaving,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be really sad. I don't really think it's hit me. God, why I feel like I'm gonna cry right now. It hasn't really hit me yet, guys. I have to say one thing, okay? Liz bought me some Christmas presents, and she didn't realize it, but she pre-ordered it instead of actually buying it. So
Yes,
it
I
came today. So I thought that I was gonna get one gift out of the bag that you gave me, and I opened it, and there were two. And there was this one little small box, and I opened it first. And if this is still recording right now, we're trying to record the video, but it only goes 20 minutes at a time, so I hope it's not cut out.
It's probably not.
But Liz basically got me this little gold, like, dainty ring. It has, like, little diamonds in it, and it's a wave, and it's supposed to represent, like, the ebbs and flows of life that, like, you know, our life's like a wave. Like, it's always has going to have its up and downs. But it's saying, like, you know, that we have each other, and we'll ride the wave together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Just
my
like we have.
yeah, just like we have this whole time that we've been friends. God, if we... where are the cameras? Where are the cameras? Like, y'all, you don't even know that half of it. Like, if you knew everything that we've been through together, you would laugh. Like, we could write a book about our lives.
Could.
Like, and
Sorry. And like I said, like, for the plot.
for the plot. 2024 is for the plot. And it has been for the plot so far.
Just looking back, high school, there was a lot there.
Yep.
College,
A lot.
good lord. So I can only imagine what's about to unpack.
What is the next 20 years going to be like?
But like, think about it. Like, okay, going military training, starting my career.
Yeah.
You're gonna become a doctor, get into your career.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to God we're married by 30. But we're gonna have families soon. And like, I just saw like a TikTok today of like, there's these two best friends, like probably like mid-20s or whatever, and they got their little Starbucks drinks. I was like, oh my God, that's me and Brooke.
Yeah, literally me
And
us like having Starbucks dates.
The one girl was gonna tell her other friend that she's pregnant. And she was like, okay, like, I lied to you this week. Like, I wasn't sick. I'm pregnant. And she goes, I'm pregnant too. And they were like a week apart. And I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
I just like, we're going to have that bond. And I'm so excited for that. And I was just thinking about all those different points of life, of like the big milestones of life that like truly, truly matter. Like, that's the goal, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but like my goal, not just to do like my Army career stuff, but like being a mom, being a wife.
1000%.
Like, that is my like,
Yeah, that's the goal.
Big
That's
thing.
the dream out of everything.
yeah,
Is being a mom and
I can't wait.
being with my kids and raising a family. Like that beats even just going to OT school.
Yeah,
Like, of course we both love what we're doing,
Yeah.
but that is a whole nother level
We
of
were created
fulfillment
for
that
that.
that we're craving for. And I think we both have felt like that since we were like kids.
yeah. So like, and then sharing that experience with you, and as we grow as people,
Yeah.
like, we're going away. It's like when we went from high school to college. Like we're going
Yeah,
away
yeah,
kind
same
of
thing.
individualized paths, but we're still
Connected as one.
yeah.
What a beautiful way to put it.
Anyway,
That was so well said.
Ebbs and
But
flows of
anyways,
life.
guys, yeah, this is it for now until a little while. I was telling Liz the other day that I might possibly have a spring break.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then I'll come visit you in
record another podcast.
Fort Greg Adams
Yes.
in Virginia.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll bring my podcasting equipment and we'll make
think
another
that'd be
pod for everybody.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
A little update on life.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be
Yeah.
like 2 month later update. How's Bullet going? It's like, oh my god, how's school going? Oh, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it'd be good. All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks again for coming on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, ma'am. And we just thank you all for listening, and we will see you later, friend. Bye.
Bye.